is Anthony Wellwards. I'm 23 years old. I'm a personal trainer, and I have a sebaceous cyst on my face. The first day that I discovered my cyst, I was actually washing my face. I felt a small bump there. I thought it was just going to be a pimple. It was a very hard mass inside of my skin, about the size of a grain of rice, maybe even a little bit smaller. 2 years later, it's now the size of a grape, and it's bulging out of my skin. It's quite noticeable. I've been to 3 doctors, 2 of them being plastic surgeons. It's so close to my eye, none of them are comfortable enough to remove it. It's very deep in my eye. If I do not get the cyst removed, it could push my eye out of the socket and could cause me total blindness. One of the main things as a personal trainer that we do, it's called prospecting. That's where you go up and you introduce yourself and you try to sell your services to somebody. But as soon as they look at my face, I just lose all confidence in the conversation and I start to feel really embarrassed.
Okay, Anthony, thank you so much.
Not a problem. I've caught people staring at my cyst on multiple occasions. I've had people ask me what's wrong with my face.
Hey.
Luckily, Crystal sees past my cyst. I can tell that she does. She's a very nice, genuine person.
So how's life? You can finally move out of that apartment with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. So I met my ex-girlfriend approximately 2 years ago. I did have the small cyst at the time. It was about the size of a piece of rice. She said it didn't bother her at all. When we moved here, my cyst grew in size tremendously. It just would not stop growing. And she sort of stopped saying that it stopped bothering her. She just kept telling me that I need to get it removed.
She sounds like she sucks.
Yeah. That hurts to treat another human like that. It was just no good. My name is Anthony. I have an appointment with Dr. Lee today.
Perfect, go ahead and sign in.
I'm finally here at Dr. Lee's office, and I am super excited, very nervous. Having needles that close to my eye is a little nerve-wracking, and I hope the surgery just caused a serious issue with my eye.
Follow me, please.
More than anything, I'm excited to have my face, though. The muscles, they'll come with the hard work, but the face, I can't do anything about. The only one that can do something is Dr. Lee.
I'm Sandra. Nice to meet you. You don't have to get up. Come have a seat. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's see what's going on. You have a little bump on your nose, I see. How long have you had this?
It's been growing for 2 years.
For 2 years?
Yep.
And it doesn't cause you pain?
Sometimes
you feel something?
Yeah, it'll get really inflamed and then it'll just sort of throb.
Okay, I can see like it kind of obscures your vision a little bit. Okay.
I think anyone's going to have a tough time having a big bump in the middle of their face. It's going to affect your self-confidence. You want to stay at home. You want to hide.
I think this is a cyst, but it doesn't feel like there's liquid in it. There's something firm in there. It's not uncommon to see cysts like this. They tend to maybe occur more in people that have a little bit of acne. They sort of come and go, but this one persists. And
it just keeps coming.
Yeah, and now that there's a sac under the skin, it's still shedding, and it's not being released, it just can grow bigger and bigger. All right, so let's get started, okay?
Yeah.
One of the interesting things about Anthony's cyst is where it is located. This is called the triangle of death. This is an area that if you have something that is infected on your skin, there is a higher chance of this infection causing blindness or possibly death.
I'm gonna just lay this across your eye. Just keep your eyes closed. And just one little baby pinch you're gonna have, okay? One little baby pinch, you ready? One pinch.
I take very seriously when I'm doing surgery on the face in particular. I need to call in all my training because a moment of imprecision and I could really mess up this guy's face.
Let's see what we have here, okay? I still don't know for sure what this is, so let's see.
Anthony's here today. He's got a bump right smack in the middle of his face. I'm not quite sure what it is exactly, but I'm gonna find out soon because we're gonna try to remove it.
I mean, my little line here. Make sure nothing ever hurts. And this is kind of close to your eyes, so keep your eyes closed in case something drips into it. Sometimes the numbing medicine can drip into there. I do like to take these out whole and clean. I don't know if I can do that with this one because I'm gonna take it out of a smaller area, but I wanna, at least it gives me an idea what it is. You all right?
Yeah, I don't feel anything.
Good. That's the way we like it. All right, so I can see it. It's definitely a cyst, but I can't get it out of this little hole here we made. Let me see if I can wiggle around. And it's a lot bigger than what it looks like on the surface. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squeeze it, okay?
Now that I know that this is a cyst, I have to figure out the best way to remove this, creating as small a scar as possible, but also ensuring that I remove it entirely.
I'm gonna give it a squeeze. Make sure nothing's ever hurting. Just gonna squeeze a lot of it
I
out.
don't feel anything.
Good.
I just feel you like
Pushing on you,
Yeah.
right? I need to open it up a little bit more. But so far we got a little bit of it. It's this cheesy kind of texture, kind of like paper pulp. So that's what all this is. This is actually not the sac, it's just the contents of it. I can feel it still under there, so. See, it's like a never ending, it keeps going. Now, have you ever gotten a black eye?
I have.
You have? Have you ever gotten a black eye from a 5-foot tall girl, though?
No.
Well, just you wait. You're probably gonna have a little black eye. It's still the internal contents. That's not the sac. I can see a little of the sac wall right here. This is the sac wall here. See that? See the opening there? You can see that? Okay.
I've squeezed all the internal contents of the cyst out, so I've essentially deflated that balloon under the skin. Now I need to make sure that I get rid of all the sac wall, because if I don't, there's a chance that it can grow back bigger, it can grow back more complicated, and I am not gonna let a cystic sac knock me down. No way.
Just trying to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, that's the sac. There we go. Look at that part. Hair coming out. It's like excavating. Like I'm in a cave. All right. That is a little space you had.
So the cyst that we removed, you can see that it leaves a pretty big hole, but the nice thing about where this is it's a very convex surface. So if I just push that tissue right against the skin, it really tucks down in and it's gonna stitch up and look amazing.
And that's it? You want to take a look at it now, too?
Yes, please.
Okay. So here's your mirror to take a look. Look how excited you are. Is that you? You're back, huh?
Yep. As of right now, I feel like a completely different person. I feel like myself.
Todd, he has quite the prominent knob on his forehead. And there's a lot of blood vessels on it. It looks like at any minute it could pop. Well, your skin's pretty stretched here.
Yeah,
it's pretty
I know.
thin over this area here. If this is a cyst, which it looks like, probably is, and my other thought is really trying to, make sure there's enough skin to kind of minimize this little discoloration. I think it's less coloration at the base up here, so I would try to, keep that skin maybe under there. The things that concern me with Todd's bump is that it has grown to such an extent that it's really thinned that skin atop it, and the skin is a different color. It has a lot of blood vessels. It's red or purplish in color. And so that skin could retain that red color, and it could be just this red circle right smack in the center of his forehead. And that might not look that much better. Let's bring you inside so we can take a good look at this, okay? And see whether we can proceed. Are you okay?
I'm scared.
Okay.
I guess so. It's like a local anesthesia or something like that?
Yes,
A local?
I think one of the big things that I try to do is really make sure that you have control.
You better strap me down.
Yeah, okay. We'll just make sure you're nice and comfortable. All right, I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Okay.
I'm anxious about the surgery. Something could happen, some bleeding out or something. I don't know. Thinking about it is like, should I go through with it? Part of me saying, run.
All right, we're all ready for you. If you want to just put your mask on, I'll bring you right inside. Follow me.
Hold on, just.
You okay?
No, I'm getting a little anxious right now.
You okay?
No. I mean, I'm scared.
Ready? Okay. You feeling okay?
Yeah, a little.
It's all right. Once Dr. Lee gets started, you should feel a lot better. Come on in.
I'm still worried about it. Scared's not gonna go well. I'm a nervous wreck right now.
Hello?
Hello.
You made it in here, huh?
Barely.
I almost went the other way.
Oh, don't say that.
No, I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking.
I know. We would chase you down, don't worry.
You won't catch me.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I'm here today with Todd, who has this pretty big growth on the middle of his forehead. As they were bringing him back to the examination room, he started to freak out a little bit. And that's when I realized that he was really experiencing some extreme anxiety. I've had patients that have been so nervous before that they admit to wanting to run away. And so I have to take this fear from him seriously and know that he's not overreacting. There you go. You're doing just great.
No, I shouldn't feel anything at all, right?
You should not, no. Other than us touching you.
Okay.
If you do feel anything, you please let me know.
Oh, I will. I'm just trying to relax right now.
I get it. Just take it easy. Take it easy. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this looks like a pilar cyst.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just start to try to remove this here. I try to take it out whole usually, but sometimes these ones that are bigger, they're harder to get out whole.
Okay.
So the nice thing is that you're in control. Remember again, if you feel any little pinches, just let me know. Just trying to relax you.
I know.
Todd's bump is indeed a cyst, a pilar cyst to be specific, versus an epidermoid cyst, which really makes sense because it's thicker walled and it was able to maintain this sort of oblong shape, you know, as it grew. This thing really is as hard as a rock. I think I'm able to get it out whole, but I also need to be conscious of preserving enough skin so that I can close this properly. Looking pretty good so far.
Not a lot of bleeding?
No, nothing crazy. It looks like it's separating really well and behaving for us, so that's what I like to see. It's kind of like going to the spa and getting a massage, huh?
Never been to one.
Just kidding. Oh, then it is. It's just like that.
Okay. Now, how many have you seen of these? Look, I got.
Everybody's unique. Yours got one that really likes to stick up. I mean, you're like got tough skin, I guess. Yours was resilient. It didn't really want to break through. This tells me you're a tough one. You're a tough guy. Otherwise, everything's looking really good.
I'm actually a little more relaxed now.
Yeah, right?
I'm still worried, but Dr. Lee talked to me, and that's making me feel comfortable.
Done. I was able to remove Todd's cyst whole, and he really handled it so well. Now that I've removed the cyst, my next big task is to make sure I evaluate this preserved tissue and choose the right tissue to close this so that it looks its best. Pretty much over. I'm just trying to keep it looking pretty here now. We've kind of taken what we call a flap, like we've moved tissue from the top, you know, into like a little smile shape. We're gonna make a little smile scar. I wanna leave Todd with as pretty a scar as possible, especially because this is a really prominent area of his face. You can't miss it. So I really want to create a curvilinear scar in a smile shape because that really allowed me to preserve much more of the thicker non-red tissue. So when I show you your forehead,
Oh boy.
it's going to be puffy because I put numbing, a lot of numbing there.
Well, I
It's still
kind of
in
figured
there.
it would be something
Okay.
like that, yeah. But the thing is, it's not there. Holy crap.
We put a little smile on you.
Oh, wow, here it's
It's
gone.
gone.
Holy crap.
That's a big deal.
25 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Can't believe it, huh? Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm so happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
It's surreal. 25 years, it's gone. So, I don't know, it's just, it's gone. That's all I can say, it's gone. I'm happy, it's gone.
I'm so proud of you. And I see this sweet guy in here that you're just gonna break some people's,
Where?
some hearts. Oh yeah, he's in there.
Still taking it all in, the fact that it's gone. Still not real to me. It don't feel real. right now. What I'd love to happen now is see my family, be able to go to a family wedding and not worry.
You don't want to see it?
No.
Oh, come on.
After 25 years, I'm saying, what does a little blob?
It looks like old guacamole.
Guacamole. Walking in there, I was nervous as hell. I was about to go do a about face and what calmed me down is Dr. Lee talking me through the whole procedure. And before I knew it, it was over.
My name is TJ. I'm 30 years old, and I've got a bump under my arm. It looks like an alien's trying to punch through my side. It's kind of disgusting. I've had it for 5 or 6 years. When I push and hold it and squeeze it, it feels hard and lumpy. I'm a car salesman. It does stick out of my shirt, and people at work notice, and they'll ask me what it is, and it's embarrassing. Try and pat it, make it look less noticeable. I've actually taken a large Band-Aid and put it over there as tight as I could, and then I put 2 shirts on over it so it's less noticeable. But over time, it starts getting irritated from being pushed in for so long. It does start to hurt.
TJ?
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I haven't gone into any doctors. My biggest fear seeing Dr. Lee today is finding out that it could be something life-threatening. I really hope I didn't wait too long to see Dr. Lee about this.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
TJ, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Dr. Lee. It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You look pretty normal.
Yes, except for my 3rd boob.
How long have you had this boob of yours, so to speak?
About 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer.
Okay, all right. Does it cause you pain or?
Occasionally, if it gets caught on something.
Have you seen any doctors for it?
No.
You've been putting it off, huh?
Yes.
Let me take a look and see,
Yeah.
okay? It's really common for a lot of my patients to allow a bump to get bigger and bigger, but I can tell that this bump is starting to bother TJ. What do you?
And you can push it
God,
all the
this-
way in, too.
I see it, and it's like a rock under there. I mean, look at how thin the skin is over it. I can see it moving under there. Like, if you're able to squeeze it real hard, can you change the shape of it?
I've never tried that.
As soon as I touch TJ's bump, I am sure it's not a lipoma. I'm sure it's not an epidermoid cyst. I've never seen a growth so large and jagged like this on somebody's side. Guys, this one's pretty cool, actually. It's not what I thought it was from his description. You'll see, his skin is see-through, and you can see it underneath. Like I feel like it's like one of those bottles that people put notes in. I feel like there's like a note in there written like something, save me or something. Because you can see through it. You can see through his tissue. It's so thinned over it that you can, when you move it around, you can see that there's something underneath there moving. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I think we can remove it. It's really thinned his skin right over it. So if we remove that doing it a wider excision and leaving a line, scar line, that'll work really well. So I'm not really sure exactly what this is.
Okay.
When you were telling me the story, I had a different idea of what it was.
Oh, yeah?
Until I saw it. And all those ideas are essentially out the window. But I'm going to try to remove that and remove that see-through skin that you
Okay.
have over it. And once we take it out, I'm going to have a better idea what it might be.
Sounds good to me.
All right?
All right.
You ready for it? I'm ready. I'm excited.
I'm feeling pretty excited that Dr. Lee said she's gonna go ahead and remove it. I've been wanting it gone for a long, long time, but it makes me a little nervous, a little uneasy that she doesn't know what this is.
Like that. Okay?
Okay. I can go sleep.
Good, you go to sleep. We'll wake you up when it's over. TJ has never seen a doctor for this. This thing is really big and jagged. I don't know what it is. We're not gonna know until I take it out. It's a mystery. All right, here we go. And it's like a disc shape that's pointing downwards. Make sure I'm never hurting you. The simplest way to make an incision over any growth is really to cut right over it. But in this case, I really cut around this growth for two reasons. One is that the skin overlying it is really thin, and if I pulled that skin together, it's not gonna look pretty. And the other reason is this is like as hard as a rock. I'm not gonna be able to cut into this. I'm gonna have to cut around it. Are you excited to see what this is?
Oh, yeah.
So am I. It's like it was slowly trying to get out of your body. I can't grab it from the underside because it wants to lift up. I just can't grab it. All right, I'm gonna use a special stitch called I like to call it a suspension stitch. TJ's bump is wedged into his skin and it's really hard to grab, sort of like a bar of soap that might fall in the shower. So I'm gonna use a stitch that I like to call a suspension stitch. It's when I put a hook through the growth itself, sort of like you hook a fish. So it helps me to pull it so I can go underneath and detach its connections to the body. He's off.
Awesome.
I'm gonna stitch TJ up now, but really I just can't wait to cut into this and see what this thing really is.
That feels weird.
Tight. It's a long way around a facelift. Your face might feel a little tighter too. Good. Looks really good.
I've had the bump for 5 or 6 years, and in a matter of just a few minutes, it's gone. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So I kind of like put a little string on it. So that was that skin on top. Now that TJ's bump is off and I can see the whole thing, I think I know what this is. This could be something that I don't see very often, and it'd be pretty cool to see one this size. I think from what I'm looking at this here, I think this is what's called a pilomatricoma. It's a less common kind of growth that is actually composed a lot of calcium, which is what gives it this bony, chalky appearance. I mean, it's like rock hard. I mean, here.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's like a rock. Pilomatricomas are a rarer form of cyst, and they're derived from hair matrix cells. And we don't know why people really get them, and it's almost like having a rock tucked under your skin. I kind of feel like it's like a big chunk of toothpaste on the edge of your tube that gets all dried up and hard. It's like that, but just a giant one.
It sounded like we were beating a rock against a piece of metal. It's kind of crazy thinking of just how thin the skin she said it was, of where it was trying to push itself out, and who knows, eventually it maybe would have finally got it there and just popped out.
We're gonna send that in to confirm the diagnosis, but most importantly, I'm very happy to tell you that I don't think this is anything serious.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I sure don't remember what it was called, but it was a huge weight off my shoulders knowing that it was nothing serious. I'm super grateful to Dr. Lee.
My name is Amber Taylor. I am from Ada, Oklahoma. I'm 37 years old. Blake Shelton, I think I can get that on for you today. Do you want to send it out to anybody? Being a DJ is my escape because I suffer with a condition that tries to steal your daily life, your joy, your hope, and who you are as a person. It makes me feel like a freak. Hidradenitis suppurativa, also known as HS, is better defined as inflammation of the sweat glands. It affects 90% of my skin that you can't see. It causes what I call craters to form. Sometimes they're the size of dimes, sometimes they're the size of baseballs, and they are not fluid, they are filled with infection. They're very painful. I have a hole right here. It will drain, and this is now tracked. Whenever these drain, it smells like rotten trash. I've had a doctor tell me that it's because I was fat. This started when I was 8 years old. I was not fat. I've been told it's because I was a smoker. I quit smoking years ago. I've been told by doctors to cut out processed food, sugar, caffeine. Nothing changed. I feel like the only person who ever understood was my mom. She fought for me. My mom took me to so many different doctors. She researched and made me try this diet or put me on this herb. But when I was a junior in high school, she went into a coma. And then when she died, it was devastating.
My mom, Algie's getting hurting, so she have to take baths every night, and so she puts pads on. I wish my mom and Algie can go away.
Hey, Noah.
My relationship with my dad has been rocky through the years. I don't think he fully understands me or my skin condition. I've got several flare-ups right now. I don't have just one. So look at this from the other day. Was that big when you were here?
I have a very hard time dealing with. I could not stomach it myself.
Why?
It's just graphic.
Rhonda is my stepmom. She married my dad 4 months after my mom died. I'm hurt constantly. It's an everyday battle.
I know how bad it is, Amber. I just don't show it. I've never showed feelings that much, and you know that.
Okay.
I knew it was a disease, and she would probably never get rid of it, and it will probably kill her eventually, unless she gets some help.
I think this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Something that I've probably waited for my whole life. A doctor who will listen and try to understand. Whereas other doctors have never cared to.
Knock, knock. Hello. Hi. How are you? Are you Amber?
I'm Amber.
Nice to meet you,
to meet you.
Amber. Welcome. So what are you doing here today, by the way?
Well, I suffer with hidradenitis suppurativa.
Okay.
And I have it pretty much everywhere you can't see.
One of the first things I notice about you is how gorgeous your skin is. Your
I
skin
hear
and
that
face
a lot.
is beautiful.
Isn't that crazy?
And I bet you that stings a little when you hear that because you know you're hiding something. Oh, girl. Don't be like, come on, don't do that. Here, I'm gonna get you a Kleenex here. Don't do that.
Thanks.
I'm here for you, okay?
Hidradenitis suppurativa is a tough skin condition to deal with. It is a condition that is probably more common than we think because people hide it.
So these are fistulas and tracts. It's called honeycombing, where this cyst, if you squeeze it, sometimes it'll tract off onto the other side of the armpit. It's inflammation. It's the irritation of these hair follicles and these sweat glands, and that's when your body decides, oh my gosh, this is a foreign object, let me destroy it. And that's where it gets red and painful and swollen. Usually what we'll do is we'll just locally inject a little steroid in the area, and you know, that just locally suppresses the immune system there, calms it down. So we'll do that there.
I've never actually had a steroid injection into the site before. No doctor's ever offered me one.
A corticosteroid can help calm down your immune system. So if we inject it locally into an area that is inflamed or red or angry, it helps not make the area as red and inflamed. But there is a downside to injecting a red, inflamed sore.
You ready? One little baby pinch. I'm gonna wiggle you here. Okay, okay.
It hurts.
Oh!
That's it. I hate hurting my patients. But in this case, I kind of have to elicit a little pain and discomfort for her to get the good result.
Okay, ready? Little baby pinch here, pinch. All right, let me just go one more time here. Ready? Third time's right. Baby pinch. Okay, okay, pinch.
Ooh.
That's it. That's it. Just work through it. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm just sitting there. See how I inject right there and it comes out of that top one? Because there's a tunnel under there. All right, done.
Steroid injections are really gonna help the cysts that you have that are active, but I'm still going to look into other areas that can help improve her life.
I understand what you're going through because it's sort of like this hidden disease that you feel alone and you kind of suffer yourself because people don't know it. And it's important to have people around you that understand.
Right.
And is that something that you have trouble with too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you don't have a support system. And I did okay for the most part until I had a child.
Yeah.
And he has made me realize how important having support is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to grow up feeling that you have to be independent. There's no one there to help you.
Do you talk to anybody about this?
No.
I have patients here that have the same condition as you, and I'm gonna get you their phone number.
Okay.
We've treated them with medications and they've gotten better.
Okay.
But I think that it's really important for you to have somebody to talk to that understands what you're going through.
That would be great.
I think that would be the most special thing for you. So I already have somebody in mind that I think you're gonna love.
I definitely feel like seeing Dr. Lee has helped me emotionally. Hey, Jillian, what's going on?
Hey, Amber.
Dr. Lee wanted me to talk to a real live individual who has HS.
It
really get flares if I'm like super, super stressed.
Right.
And that's when I know it's like, okay, I need to take care of myself. I need to like chill out.
Right. All right, girl, thank you. And I'm so grateful Dr. Lee put me in touch with her. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. But once I got the injections, it changed everything. It was a game changer. It just reduces the pain, it reduces the inflammation, it changes my life dramatically. You got it, you got it, you got it. I think if I hadn't seen Dr. Lee, I would have continued in a downward spiral.
My name's Joe. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm here to have Dr. Sandra Lee check out this bump on my forehead. It was about 15 months ago I first noticed my bump. I thought it was just a pimple, but it just kept growing to what we have now. So it became almost like my third eye. I was even told by my wife that it was affecting my capacity to think normal, my brain. You better have it checked out. It's probably affecting your thoughts.
Have a seat. Dr. Lee's gonna be in shortly.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
I asked my wife, I said, yeah, you think it could be drained? She said, sure. She took one of her diabetic syringes, popped it right dead center here, pushed it all the way down, and it stayed in there. No fluid came out, and I was literally walking around with this syringe in my bump here. And I remember her saying, nothing came out. Man, you need to get that checked out.
Mr. Joe Carter.
Yes, that's
How
me.
are you, sir? It's
Nice
a pleasure
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
You got a bump right there.
Bump right there.
What the heck? Where'd you get that from?
I don't really know. It's been there a little over a year. It started as like a pimple.
Did it happen from anything? Did you feel like
No.
there's anything that triggered it? It just
No.
kind of came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Does it cause you any pain or discomfort, or is it mainly just the appearance that is
Appearance
concerning
of
to
it,
you,
no
and how quickly it's
discomfort.
kind of growing here?
Right, right.
Okay. Did you ever see a doctor for it?
No.
I'm the first one.
You're
I
the
feel
first
so
one.
privileged. Joe has a bump on his face in a very noticeable position, right smack in the middle of his face, that you cannot avoid that. It has been growing there pretty quickly, so that is a little concerning to me. I'm really looking forward to taking a look at him and getting that off of him. Do you mind if I give it a little touch here?
Right
I just
ahead.
want to see what it feels like here. Yeah, you got like a little knob right under there, huh? It's pretty hard. I mean, what I would think if you hadn't given me this history of how long this has been there, I would think a pilar cyst. But the fact that you've only had it for about a year and it's grown to this size, that's a little bit unusual. So I'm not quite sure what this is.
All right.
The best way to do this is to take it off, send it in, and just have it looked under the microscope, okay? So
Great.
I'm really interested to find out what this is. All right.
All right.
Well, let's get started with you.
Do what you got to do, Doc. Thank you.
See you in a little bit. Okay. I think he's got a pilar cyst. It's a little bit strange because it's only been there for a little while, but usually those occur more on the scalp, but it just has that firmness here, so I don't know. But it is right in the center of his face.
You want the round scissors?
I think a rounded scissor would be really nice, just
Okay.
to be gentle because there's a lot of important nerves and vessels right there. All right, so let's get all set up.
I feel nervousness, but if there's something there that's abnormal and shouldn't be there, could be dangerous to my health, it's got to come out.
You make sure I'm not hurting you at all, okay? You feel me pushing on you, but you should not feel anything sharp.
Well, my wife, she said it was affecting my thoughts, my brain.
What?
She said, oh, yeah, you need to have it checked out because I think you're thinking irrational.
I think she's just trying to make sure you get this done.
Yeah, she's a good manipulator like that.
Oh, this is going on TV. Don't you forget that. I see something. It's right there, ready. I think it's a cyst. It might even be a pilar cyst. Mr. Carter comes in with a bump on the middle of his forehead. It's been pretty rapidly growing. From the look of it, from the examination, I think it's a pilar cyst, but I never really know until I start working on it. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little squeeze, okay?
All righty.
You got some kind of cyst here. Let's see what kind it is. We could kind of tell sometimes by the wall of it. There's no clear-cut reason why cysts happen, but they just do, and they're fairly common. They do occur in the hair-bearing area because they're derived from the hair follicle, so you're only gonna see them in areas that potentially grow hair. I don't wanna squeeze too hard or else this gets on our wall. You okay?
Yeah, I don't feel anything.
Good. I squeezed out all that cheesy content from Joe's cyst, and I've really discarded that because that's not what really counts. What counts is that sac wall. I need to remove that completely, and I'll send that off to pathology to confirm the diagnosis. Almost there. Done. This looks like it's, I don't know if it's an epidermoid or a pilar cyst. I'm just checking that I got the whole thing. It looks like I did. It's like a little lima bean. Joe has a cyst. It's either an epidermoid or a pilar cyst. The shape of the sac actually tells me that this is most likely a pilar cyst because it's thicker and it kind of retains its shape. Epidermoid cysts tend to be a little thinner and more friable and easily torn, but I'm only gonna get confirmation if I send it off to pathology. I can't wait to show you. All right, we're at the final stretch though here. Let me just take this little bit out here and then we're good. All right, you are now cystless.
Oh man, great.
I think the result looks great. I've hidden it really well in a natural forehead crease, and I think over time he'll have a tough time finding it.
Wow.
Just puffy right now, but it'll come down.
Beautiful. I like that.
That's just skin cells that just kind of shed into this balloon. See this?
Wow. When my wife sees it, she might say, oh, she did a good job. That's probably about it.
Okay, guys, I'm done for the day, all right? I'll see you guys later. Okay. You're still here? I just finished my last case.
I just have some charts and then I'll be done.
I gotta tell you how cute my last case was. It was this older gentleman with a cyst like in the middle of his forehead, like a cyclops. And he said that part of the reason why he wanted this bump removed was because his wife made so much fun of him. I mean,
Well, I know what that can be like.
yeah. I think you're done for the day. Let's pack it all up, and you're gonna take me out to dinner and tell me how much you love me, okay? Grab your keys.
Let me take these.
I'm grabbing my bag. I'm done. I'm done for the day. Come on, take those
I'm
charts
getting
home.
dinner or you're getting dinner?
You're getting dinner. Why? I cook every other day of the week.
Ha! Everybody knows that's a lie.
It's been 2 months since Joe's surgery, and his forehead is looking amazing. His third eye is gone forever.
It's just raised up skin with a benign tumor, as I best can describe it. I have these cholesterol bumps on about 90% of my arms. They come up all the way up to my back of my shoulder blades. My bumps are almost mirrored. If you look at them, they're pretty much, they grow in about the same exact way. They range from the size of a little pea to maybe a small stone. Some are hard, some are soft. I can squeeze it, I can move it around, pull on it. It does not hurt any of them. When my bumps first started coming in, I was 13. It was a very tiny rash above my elbow in the back on both sides. I had biopsies done. They said it was cholesterol bumps. Normal cholesterol level for a normal human being should be in the hundreds, maybe 130, 150. Mine at 13 was 600. I've been told, you're a medical miracle, you shouldn't be walking right now with how high your cholesterol is. So I'm even doing a little normal task, just reaching in to grab food out of the cupboard. I scrape them, and if I'm pulling down, they're getting stuff, and it's an audible sound, you can hear it. It getting caught, but tough process. I have tried to get some removed, but when I've gone to doctors, they've said maybe we can remove 3 or 4 at a time. It's very discouraging, like at 3 or 4, all right, that's not a big difference to a major problem that I'm dealing with.
I've known Bobby for probably 23 years, and when he thinks about his skin, it's a problem. He thinks people look at him like he's the outcast. Everybody's gonna always have their eye on him, and that's not what we look at him. He's a good kid, kind-hearted, cool, calm, collected. And I told him, you're always gonna be not even a friend, a brother of mine. Don't worry about what they think. We're gonna continue doing what we do. That's all that matters. They don't pay your bills.
No, they don't.
That's it.
It's very depressing. It definitely is a feeling of hopelessness of why me? Why was I chosen like this? So it gets rough, and you just I don't sometimes know how to deal with it. Mom, what are you doing?
Picking up all the debris that has gathered around the yard from the rains.
You need help?
Not with that. This thing has to go.
That's fine. I could start cutting it down now. My relationship with my mom is great. I love her to death. She's always been there for me.
Oh, what happened?
I almost cut myself, like I did earlier.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I'm kind of just fed up with all the bull I say that doesn't bother me, but does.
Oh, you're admitting that it does bother you.
You know it bothers me.
Okay. For years, you have denied that it bothers you. For the longest time, my family tried to convince Robert to go to a doctor for the bumps. He would refuse to do it because he would insist that it bothered us more than it bothered him. But people don't see Robert for who he really is. He's a great person inside, loving, giving. So I'm hoping somebody can help him.
You know it's not easy for me to talk about my emotions. I bottle everything up. From what I went through as a kid, put a wall up and shut everything down. And it protected me. I deal with it in my own way.
Yes, I know. And I'm very happy that you are doing something about it, finally. That you're taking control of your life on your own.
I haven't been a happy person in a long time dealing with this condition. Anybody that knows me knows deep down I hurt from it. And I feel like Dr. Lee can help me get past a lot of that. I love you.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
It's very nice to meet you.
You too.
Welcome. Are you Robert?
Yes.
Is that right? What can I do for you today? This must be part of why you're here.
Yes,
What's
I've been
going on
dealing
here?
with this since I was 13. They think of cholesterol bumps.
Okay, okay.
When I first got looked at when I was 13, they brought in a whole bunch of medical teams, took pictures, put me in medical books. Felt like a guinea pig like that,
Aw, so they took a biopsy, I'm assuming.
yes. Yes, somewhere far up here. I can't see where it is.
Okay. How did that one grow back?
It did not grow back. It's a flat, just a tiny scar.
Let me take a look at it.
It should be somewhere back here.
I think I see what that is. So that looks pretty good, and it healed pretty well, huh?
Yes, that was years ago.
Okay, so first of all, this is called eruptive xanthomas. The high cholesterol, because it's in your blood vessels, it's sort of diffusing out and going into your skin.
Okay.
And then your skin is like collecting these little fat-laden cells.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what these are. And in a way, it is very fascinating. I haven't seen this to this degree.
Oh, wow.
Wow, this is the most extreme case of eruptive xanthomas that I've ever seen. Essentially, what's happening is that you have such high levels of cholesterol, it's popping out of your skin. So all of these areas, they are filled with cholesterol. A person with this many xanthomas most likely has some internal medical problems, and that can present some really complex issues when we're trying to decide how to treat him. So let me ask you, do you have like a high triglyceride or
Extremely high triglycerides. When I was 13, they were 600s.
Do you have any heart issues?
I have a blocked artery.
So you're on blood thinners and things
Blood
like
thinners,
that?
cholesterol medicine. I'm a
Right.
diabetic.
Okay, okay. So you certainly are quite an interesting guy. I mean, first of all, you have a serious cardiovascular risk with a known clog of your artery there. And then we're gonna give you a lot of numbing medicine, which can be toxic to the heart, you know? There's a lot of things I think about, like how much are these gonna bleed? How well are these gonna heal? So that's the quandary here, and I don't know what we're getting into.
From what it was to what it is now, that is a big difference.
Yes, it is.
I look at the pile of bumps that Dr. Lee has removed. I think I see about 100, maybe a little more. I think to myself, I'm shedding myself of all this negative energy that I've held back for so long.
That is crazy.
It's just a wave of relief coming over me that this is actually happening. This actually happened. It's been 8 weeks since I've seen Dr. Lee for my last procedure. My arms look incredible. They're smooth, and I feel like a brand new man. Dr. Lee removed hundreds of bumps off my arms. I don't bleed when I bump into stuff. There's no more pain. It's a great feeling. Before, when I used to go to car meets, I'd feel like an outcast, a freak with the way people would look at me. Oh, what's up, Rob? Nice to meet you. She's a beauty. Now, when I go to the car meets, I feel like just a regular person. Bob. Zach. Nice to meet you. And just able to be myself. These are beautiful cars, guys. Beautiful cars.
So, Robert, one thing I noticed is that you seem to be much more relaxed.
My name is Brittany. I am 30 years old. I live in Chipley, Florida, and I am covered from head to toe in cyst. I have them up here. These are the squishy ones. When they get inflamed, it feels like a hot ice pick being stabbed. I have one here. This one feels more like a sack full of cottage cheese. I have them from my torso and all the way down. It's covered. The one on my chin that hangs, stuff comes out of that one. But by popping them, none of them ever go away. It just eases the pain when they're inflamed. I was born with neurofibromatosis type 1, and majority of every day I have pain. And they're really inflamed right now. Robbie is my boys' father. He looked past my disorder from day one, and my two boys are just my biggest supporters. But my kids get made fun of because of the way I look. It hurts them and it breaks their heart. So I try not to go to too many school functions and stuff for them. I've been told multiple times that I look like a monster. I've had adults trying to get their kids to laugh too. I try to brush it off as much as I can, but it's hard. I get very depressed. I honestly think I'm ugly. I feel I was supposed to be in a different body and not the body that I'm in. Because the body I'm in, I hate.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Brittany. I'm here to see Dr. Lee.
Okay, yeah.
For my whole entire life, doctors have never removed anything from me, any of the cyst or anything. She's able to tackle some of the problem areas.
Go ahead and have a seat. Dr. Lee will be right with you, okay?
Hey, thank you, ma'am. It would give me my self-confidence back so I can be able to pursue a better life for me and my children.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Are you Brittany?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sandra. Well, what brings you here? I feel like you have neurofibromatosis.
Yes, ma'am. I had neurofibromatosis type 1.
So you were essentially born with this,
yes, ma'am.
Correct? Okay, so you have, I would assume you've seen a lot of dermatologists and other doctors too?
All the time, and they just don't help.
So they kind of stick out more so on the surface?
I have it on the surface.
It's interesting how neurofibromatosis is so
different.
Similar yet different.
Like my mother has it more on the inside, and we both have the same type.
Yes. Okay, well, let me take a look at some of these areas. Okay. I don't want to promise you anything before I take a look, okay? Brittany is wonderful. And it's really shocking to me that she has thousands of bumps and she has not had a single one removed. So even in one person, things can get complicated. There are different kinds of growths that can occur. So I really need to assess what she has going on and manage her expectations. Okay, I'll start from the top here. So this one, I feel a little something there at the base. My concern is sometimes when you remove a neurofibroma and you just shave it off flat, there's still some underneath, so it will sometimes just push out again. Let me take a look at that one on your chin. Yeah, that one looks pretty straightforward though, too. So I feel like if I get these ones that stick out, like here, here, and these that are really sticking out and around your nose,
That would make a
Yeah,
world
more
of difference,
contour to
especially
your
around my
nose.
nose.
Okay. So now we have, yeah, you can put that back up.
We have the Big Mama.
I said the Big Mama. Is that what you call it? Ah, he's cute though. It's like I can almost fit my two hands together, you know, they're touching.
Oh, yeah.
So that means that I can really kind of take this off and just stitch it. I think that would be really nice to just have a little line scar there.
Brittany has many visible neurofibromas, and she knows as well as I that we can't make this go away, but I want her to feel more confident in this does not dictate her life. She can do something to sort of have some control over it. So I think that the best course of action here is to really assess the ones that are the most noticeable, the most symptomatic for her, and try to remove those. Certainly, we're gonna try to get to as many of them as I can, for sure.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, great.
Dr. Lee being able to do this for me means the world. I'm so excited and, oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna numb up these bigger areas and then probably around her mouth too.
Every neurofibroma is rarely unique, and you can't predict how it's gonna act. One will be like an iceberg where you just see the very tip of it, and there's a much bigger area of tissue underneath. You also don't want to remove a lot of normal tissue because you can be left with an indentation, and that can look just as bad. And you really need to be careful and conservative to try to figure out where this is and leave the proper amount of skin to try to keep this looking as normal as you can.
Okay, we ready to go. Let me know if anything hurts. You did so loud.
I think the smell bothered me the most.
Brittany really is such a trooper. I think that multiple treatments she's certainly going to benefit from. So I really look forward to seeing her again. But I think she's gonna be really pleased with what we've done, certainly so far.
Here you go, take a look at what we did here. Oh, careful. What do you think?
I feel like my whole life has been about this moment. It's finally happened. Can I hug you?
Oh, of course you can.
Oh my gosh. I don't know rather if I should cry or smile or laugh. My shape of my face is so much more even, and I don't have anything hanging off of my chin. I already feel like 1,000 pounds have been lifted off my shoulder. It's amazing how it can happen in the blink of an eye.
I would love it if we could do a two-parter here.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we can go back and get some fine-tuning. Okay, that would be really nice. I'd be really happy to do that.
I'm happy.
Okay, good. I'm happy for you too. Okay, and so I will see you soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Feel like a lot of changes are coming my way. I've waited so long for a doctor to actually want to help me, and she's shown me a whole nother light. It's been a month since I saw Dr. Lee. I've definitely gained a lot of confidence since I've got the majority of the cyst removed that I've wanted. I can finally breathe and live my better life that I'm supposed to. It's not there no more, Preston. What do you think about it?
Good.
Good?